Hello everyone, good day to you. We are going to be doing a reading, and that reading, as I always tell you guys, if there's somebody around me all the time, then we already know there's something in the message that needs to be heard. We're using Ganesha this morning. Also, I just wanted to let you know, look, the angels have been visiting me again. I found those right outside my door, right before I opened the car this morning. If I can call it a morning, right? It's already 11 o'clock. This was the first day in 4 months that I got to sleep in. I do have my hair up because I'll be going to a class. I need my hair to be up and away from my face today. How have you people been? Place in the comments if you've done anything of interest that you'd like to share with the community here. My name is Victoria Violet. This is Gypsy Roots Tarot and Travel. I know I got a lot of makeup on. I have no idea. I woke up with a desire to paint my face. To look at my real me. To look at the me that I used to look at all the time when I would use makeup. And it's not really makeup, more like eye makeup. And I think I'm ushering in fall with my colored lips. It's so breezy this morning. It's beautiful. For my subscribers that are returning, I adore you. I'm so grateful for my Libras. For those that are thinking of subscribing, you are so welcome. I do curse once in a while. Who am I kidding? I curse every day. For the cross watchers, you need Jesus. We already know that. We love you anyway. For the trolls, maybe you'll learn something, so I'm going to stop telling you to go away. Sometimes. Let's see what Ganesha has to tell us. Ganesha is a very sweet energy, so always beautiful and nurturing. Let's see. Let us to see. Do I need my glasses? Ooh, your spiritual practice. Could they be talking to me? Could they be talking to you? Could they be talking to us? I think they're talking to us, Libra. I think they're talking to us. I've been talking to you guys about leveling up for the last 2 months. And I think they really want to acknowledge that again. And that's beautiful. I love these cards, by the way. Whoever it was, let me see. Let me see if I can read it. Angelica Hartfield. And the artwork, I can't see that one. The font is really like elongated, skinny. Artwork by Ekaterina Golovanova. Very beautiful artwork. I think they captured Ganesha in his beauty. He's a beautiful being. I really feel like a lot of peace when I use these cards. Look how beautiful the artwork is in the back. Next one you got is prosperity. Well, there's a little kid playing with a ball, and I cannot help that. So hopefully you don't hear all that. But if you do, we need that childlike energy anyway, right now. With the way things are going in the world, all the killings and all the people committing pretty much S with their drugs. Prosperity is coming. Prosperity is coming. So they want to talk about your spiritual practice, prosperity. Ooh, once you get your prosperity, you'll be able to relax, Libra. Not too shabby, my friends. Not too shabby. They're sending you guidance. Look at that. These are called the triad. In the Hindu religion, they're called the triad. These 3 gods. It's oh my God. Brahma, Shiva, Krishna. Sorry. Brahma, Shiva, and Krishna. Isn't that beautiful? So even Ganesha, when Ganesha has to do something that is powerful or that is spiritual in nature in a bigger way, he goes to pray to the triad for help, for assistance. I think that's what I do like about the Hindu religion, is that they do like interdepend on each other, and they're not afraid of calling the other gods in order to gain wisdom, knowledge, spirituality, power, if they need that over fighting or over defense of an evil entity. Like Shiva does work with darkness, because Shiva is a god that likes to go and lay down in the graveyard. So Shiva's more wild. I know he would hate me if he could hear me, but out of all the gods, my twin flame reminds me of Shiva, because Shiva is very mighty, very strong, and as much as I don't like my twin flame sometimes, when he shows his strength, he reminds me of Shiva. Shiva is the most meditative of all of the gods that I've seen. And I don't know that much about the Hindu religion, but I can tell you that they're always portraying him in a meditative state. Always. And for me, there's no way to obtain more enlightenment than that. Yeah, you can do all these other things. You can pray, you can be a good steward, you can help people, etc. But when you're always in meditation, you're always in a higher realm, and you're never really in touch with the beings here. As a matter of fact, there's a story where I think her name is Sakti. She made herself known to Shiva. She would always come around Shiva and always want to learn from Shiva, prayer and meditation and wisdom, etc. So his wife, which is Parvati, but it is thought that Sakti and Parvati are one and the same. That is just one person through many lifetimes. So the name changes, but the body changes, but the spirit remains. It's very interesting. The Hindu religion is extraordinarily interesting. And when I was married to someone from India, I embraced the religion and tried to learn as much as I could. But it's a very beautiful religion. Even if you're a Christian, you can recognize the beauty in prayer, the beauty in meditation, the beauty of wanting to be in a higher realm, because after all, our time here is short. And I'm not trying to be morbid with anyone. I'm trying to get in touch with that part of myself that's going to be okay as I'm going into my seniorship of my life. And I've got to be okay with whatever time God allots here. And I really do believe, and I might be wrong, but I really do believe that God will give me about 85 years, because that's what he gave my grandmother and all her sisters, and both my parents that are biological passed at a very young age, and so did my adoptive parents. So, or should I say, yeah, I guess you could call him my adoptive parent, because he raised me until I was 10. And so for me, the whole thing is to do what you need to do here as your mission. What is your job here? And then be okay in releasing this earthly life to go back home. And who doesn't want to be home? I know that even for me, this is an example. For me, when I go on vacation, which I've been in like, I don't know, 15 years, but when I used to go on vacation, for me, the thrill was driving home. I wanted to go home. I wanted to be home. Even when I lived in Germany, I wanted to go home. So that should be your driving force. Yes. Pardon me, all of a sudden I can't talk. All of a sudden my throat wants to close. It's okay. They're always trying to do something to us light workers. In this lifetime, I'm an introvert. Up there, I'm not. Let me tell you, he wouldn't have chosen us if we couldn't speak our mind. So that's the funny part, is that they're always trying to shut us up, but they don't understand that we like to speak our mind. So again, the end game is going home, not cleaving to the earthly life, but doing what we can while we're here to make a difference in our own life as well as others. Okay? And I don't know about you, but my eyes look different this morning. And I don't just mean because of makeup, because I can, without glasses, I can still see that my eyes look very different. So the guidance is there for the taking. The choice is yours. Again, spiritual quest. So I think that God is prompting you via Ganesha to go further, go deeper, go higher. Hear the breeze, the wind? Go higher. Don't be afraid. Do you feel that? That just all of a sudden happened. The wind picked up. Don't be afraid to ask to elevate. Don't be afraid to accept elevation of your spiritual gifts, because again, that's part of the end game. You cannot help people if you're not in touch with your spiritual gifts. A man just locked eyes with me, so that's why you saw me blink, because I don't want them to have a reason to come to my car or whatever. Some people are very friendly and they'll come to your car and ask you if you're okay or if you need help. And also they're putting things into their vehicle, so I don't want them to feel awkward as well. I told you, when there are things that I need to say that mean something, there will be interruptions. So you are on a spiritual quest, my dears. I ask you to embrace it. I would ask you to, again, seek assistance. Who are your favorite archangels? Maybe you connect with one more than the others. Who are your guides? And no, I'm not asking you to post that to me. That is very much your personal business and none of my own. That's a very sacred thing, to know the name of your guides. Ask them for assistance, for guidance and elevation. There's something here of a spiritual nature that is trying to be born within you. Out of all the cards that could have come out, insight. Insight is the knowing. You see his third eye? Blue for, in Hindu, in the Hindu religion, the blue is for spirituality, for power, and to represent the gods. So they're asking you to elevate. They're not just telling you, they're asking you to elevate. So when God gives you instructions of that nature. You can listen or you can defy by ignoring. When I was very young, I want to say, and I call this very young because of my spiritual walk. When I was very young, between the age of 19 through even 30, I kept getting sick. I'm sharing this with light workers, people that call themselves chosen ones out there, because I think you need to hear this. The reason this will sound awful. I've strayed from my spiritual practices from time to time, trying to live the muggle life. I did say that. Trying to live a muggle life. So, for the beginning of my life to the age of 15, I feared my gifts because they were super strong, and I didn't know how to control them. I didn't even know I had gifts. I didn't know why it was happening. It just happened to me, and I thought it happened to everyone. So I would see all kinds of things, but I was able to tap into the spirit world like not a lot of us light workers can, because it needs practice, but I didn't need practice. It just happened. Because I saw a lot of dark entities that were obviously not of God. They were very curious about me, and I didn't know why. I kind of know why now, but I'm not going to boast, because that's not what I'm about. When it started getting more and more demonically intense, I yelled out to God and said, I don't want this. Take it away from me. And I thought he did. So from the age of 15 to the age of 30, I didn't have a way to see. So a lot of bad things happened to me. A lot of bad things happened to me that I could not control because I asked them to take it away. It wasn't until the age of 30 that I started realizing I just kept getting sick and getting sick and getting sick. And when I'm talking about sick, I'm not talking about the flu. I'm not talking about a common cold. I'm talking about cancer. And I had cancer about 5 different times. They would call it precancer, but if they have to cut things out of you, you got cancer. If you look in the dictionary under abnormal cell growth, that's the definition for cancer. I had cancer 5 different times. When I started working as a light worker, started trying to learn about my gifts and how to use them, what I was, who I was, etc., it went away. Okay? When it just wouldn't go away before. They kept telling me there was no more, and every few years I kept getting it back. Even the last time that they operated on me, they told me, well, the time before the last time, they told me they had nowhere to grow because they had given me a whole hysterectomy at the age of 27, and it still came back. I'm sharing this with you, and this is my story, so it should not be reproduced in any way. But I'm sharing this with you because, as I just said, God is instructing you to grow your spirituality, to go to the next level, to accept insight and guidance. That's what it says, guidance. You're on a spiritual quest. Get the insight, the higher realms of knowledge that come through your third eye and your crown chakra, and sometimes your solar plexus too. See, the issue is we all have it to a certain degree, but a lot of us ignore that we have instincts, that we have intuition, and they lie dormant. But light workers and chosen ones, it's heightened, okay? Because it's a tool that you use all the time. You were born extremely intuitive or psychic or a medium or clairvoyant or an empath. I have all of the above. Psychically, I wouldn't say that that is the most heightened that I have. But my clair and being an empath and mediumship, it's not like I asked for it, but this is what God gave me. So I read energies, I don't read your mind. If I read your mind, I'd probably be appalled at the majority of the way people think. Nonetheless, I'm telling you all of this because maybe some of you haven't heeded the warning in the past, haven't heeded the instructions of God in the past, so you haven't grown spiritually. Maybe you've had illnesses and the doctors can't explain. Maybe like me, I made myself sick because all that energy was being bottled up. The other thing I get that's really, really bad is my thermal energy is off the hook. And most of the times, I can't handle it. And that's why you see that I turn on the AC and I can't just sit here. It's a miracle I'm sitting here without the AC right now. It is impossible for me not to have the heat in my hands. See how I'm turning red? Because there's a lot of thermal energy within me. That thermal energy as a healer, it was staying bottled up inside of me for 15 years. So if it has nowhere to go, remember what energy does. It never is eradicated, but it can change into something else. Well, there's something else for me because I wasn't working my gift and I wasn't using it to heal others or to help others. It was turning into a cancer inside of me. I'm not saying all of this to scare you, but I am telling you all this so you can be aware. And I've already made this video way too long. I do have to go to the class soon, so I've got to change. But I'm trying to say, if you find that you're sick or that you're ill or that ailments come and doctors can't explain it, it's your spiritual gift that you're not working. Or it's your spiritual gift that is trying to tell you we need to elevate. We can't work in this energy anymore. Your aura has to expand. Your electromagnetic field needs to get bigger. You have a tear in your electromagnetic field, in your aura. Please go and get help. People like me that do Reiki, from people like me that are healers, from people like me that know how to clear your aura and sew things up for you spiritually, or perform a spiritual surgery so that you don't have to feel sick anymore. But I'm here to tell you, if you have a spiritual gift and you're not seeking to elevate and you're not seeking to see how to use this gift for the greater good, not for the greater good. Let's get that through our thick heads already. I try to use kids' gloves most days. But after all the atrocities that are happening more and more, I am seeking to spread this message more than ever to the spiritual community. Please do your work, do your job, know your role. If you don't know what you're doing, ask someone like me that's not going to charge you, that's going to help you to gain your footing in the spiritual community as a light worker, because you're of no good to God and you're no good to your brothers and sisters if you're not knowing how to use your gifts or don't know what to do. And I'm not sitting here in judgment, because it took me 30 years to awaken to who I was. I had a father that was a gypsy. My mother didn't let him raise me, so I didn't know how to use my gifts. Okay? I knew I was able to see things, but for me, it was as normal as opening my mouth and speaking. Okay? I didn't know you were supposed to be hush about these things. I didn't know there was a taboo concerning you knowing things that other people were not able to necessarily know on their own. It was just innate, and it would come out of me at will. Like I said, for me, if I met you and I just said, oh, yeah, did you have a so-and-so that passed at so-and-so? And yeah, they're right next to you. For me, it was normal. My mother didn't tell me this was abnormal, but what she would do, again, this is my story, it's not to be reproduced. What my mother would do was threaten to go sit outside my elementary school and drive around during recess to make sure I wasn't talking to other students that were my age, because she was so fearful that I was going to tell them things, I guess, that would make me sound like I was insane to some. But no, I'm happy to say, and I feel bad for those that are, I am not schizophrenic. It's very rare that that clear comes about, and when it does, holy crap. Let me tell you, when they think I'm not listening, or I'm busying myself with life on earth, or self-absorption, you know, when we're thinking about what we're going to do, what we want, and, you know, everything else that is in the me, I do hear them. They will shout out my name. Ooh, Lord. And that just shakes me out my spirit. It literally makes me feel like I'm coming out of my body, because it scares the crap out of me. But that's what they're trying to do, is not scare me. But they're trying to say, hey, and they will say it. They'll say my name so loud, it sounds like thunder is behind it. And that's when I know, because there's nobody around. Yes, Lord. Because they're trying to tell me something. It could be a forewarning. It could be something I'm not seeing. It could be something I'm not paying attention to, like a red light about to turn green and somebody doesn't stop on the other side. It could be as easy as that, or as simple as that. Or it could be that through me, this vessel, this oracle of God, is saying, you need to go on this spiritual quest. You need to open up your energy centers more and more, your meridians, your chakras, whatever you know them to be, or whatever you call them, where you come from. What did I say? It says surrender. So I'm going to leave it at that, but I will tell you what. It's time to surrender yourself to your spiritual gifts. It's time to surrender yourself to your spiritual quest. It's time to open yourself up and enlighten yourself more. It's time to embrace who you are. And I really do believe that more so than just Christians, that the Bible claims that Christ was talking to and that God was talking to. I think more so than anything, the light workers, or the ones mentioned in the Bible, the chosen few, I really think he was talking to us when he said, you are in the world, but you don't have to be part of the world. For me, again, I've always tried to be very honest with what being a light worker feels like. For those that do find their other half here, their twin flame, their soulmate here, that understands their quest and understands the mission that they have here on earth, you should count yourself lucky. Not all of us will find them or work with them in concert to where everybody knows their role and everybody accepts each other's roles. Even in this day and age, in 2024, where you can change body parts and that's accepted for some reason, they won't accept, a lot of people won't accept that you can see things, that you know things, that you can tell people things that don't necessarily feel to them like normal every day. So I understand a lot of you want to remain hidden or not known to the public. But at the same time, are you doing yourself a service or a disservice? Because you need to grow. You need to grow your abilities. You need to. We need you now more than ever. This is the tip of the iceberg going up to the surface. So the iceberg, if it didn't have a root, probably wouldn't be able to float, right? It starts somewhere and it's going to get worse before it gets better, if you know what I mean. And you're very much needed. But just like in the military, they send us through basic training, because otherwise you don't know what to expect at all. They can't just put you in a cattle truck, as they're called, ship you off and say, here you go, here's your weapon. They train you first on how to use it. They train you first on how to depend on one another, to watch each other's backs. And this is me watching your back. This is me trying to train you. This is me as a sister, if you're already trained, telling you, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful that you've awakened. I'm so grateful that you chose to not only awaken, but to hear the call and to take up your spiritual gifts as your weapons in this war. It is a war. It's a war for innocence. It's a war for helping the non-magical people, the non-gifted people, or the non-awakened people. Okay? I don't know how else to put it, so please forgive me if any of those words offend people that are not light workers. But I don't have the tools right now as to what to call you except innocence. Okay? The innocence. Even those that are not so innocent, we've tried to awaken you. We come on to our YouTube channels through tarot. We embrace you as a cross-watcher and try to help you too. It's up to you whether you're going to accept the help or you're going to remain in your ignorance. It's your choice to stay asleep. I'm not going to go into red pill and blue pill and the people that are talking about black pills. And no, I'm just here to tell you that all are welcome to grow. Did you get the last part? All are welcome to grow. If you're just sitting here to watch light workers and to go report back to your little minions and to your little dominions, we really don't care, because we had the choice and we heard the call and we answered the call and we were sent down here. So it really doesn't matter what you do. It's not because I'm inviting a fight. It's because I know that I'm protected by Archangel Michael, all the arcs, by God, by Source, who you know as Christ. And if I were to be afraid of you again, then that would mean me giving my gift back to God, which I'm not about to do again, because I know who you are, what you are, and why as a child you were watching me, because I am a light worker. And as much as I hate the child, the title, chosen one, you knew who I was before I did. Much love and light to you guys. Again, if you need some help, put in the comments that you'd like to talk to me, and I'll give you the email and we can go from there. Much love and light to you all. Have a good Sunday. Bye.